So I'm making a survival game, and let's face it, right now it's nothing more than a glorified walking simulator, and I want to fix that. So the first thing I'm going to do is to convert my player to the new state machine that I made in the last devlog. I don't have any footage of that because it looks exactly the same as before. The next thing I want to do is make it so that the enemies can actually hurt the player. Novel idea, I know, right? Now, I don't like the idea of the player having multiple hearts. It just seems weird. But I also don't want to give them a health bar either. So I decided to make some sort of hybrid health system. For now, the player can't die since it makes testing the game much easier, but I may get rid of their immortality in the future and make it so it's actually a survival game, I don't know. And that brings me to part 2 of this devlog, crafting. So after a little bit of pondering, I decided that I didn't like the current crafting system in the game. You see, I really like the idea of players discovering new recipes through trial and error instead of by clicking predefined slots on a menu. I really want to add the excitement you get from figuring out how to craft your first tool by smashing a stick and a rock together to my game. So instead, I'm making a drag and drop system where players can try to discover new crafting recipes. I want the total number of slots to adjust based on if you're interacting with a crafting station, which leaves me with the question, how many crafting slots should the player start off with? And the obvious answer to that question is 2, because the player only has 2 hands. So I've created a basic crafting system, and as you can see, it's working perfectly. If you're wondering why this devlog took so long, this is why. Anyways, now that it's actually working, I've made it so that the old crafting window from before shows the recipes that you've already discovered. This will hopefully make it easier to craft things later in the game. I really don't like the layout of all of the windows in the game, but I'm going to leave it as is for now. Now, lastly, in true RPG fashion, I'm going to add a campfire. So all I have to do is make a new placeable object and give it some particles and a light, and I should be done. Wrong. Nothing can ever be that easy. Apparently, Godot's lighting system just doesn't like overlapping tiles and gives me this weird effect. If anyone knows how to fix this, please tell me in the comments. For now, I'm just going to get rid of the lighting altogether and end this devlog by thanking my 3 subscribers. Now that you're down there, you might as well click the button.